Wall Street Memes Casino.
I'm fine.
And Sportsbook.
This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We are here at Box Park, Croydon. Spencer, we've just had an unbelievable face-off between Chris Billam-Smith and Richard Riakporhe.
I have not seen that kind of intensive face-off in Great Britain, I would say, since what? Was that 93, 94? Lennox 94? Lennox Lewis versus Frank Bruno. I ain't seen that was a proper, intensive, like, stare down. And you know what? Chris Billam-Smith and Richard Riakporhe both are not intimidated by each other. They properly want to go, both of them want to win. You can see it in their eyes.
They would have stayed there all day, wouldn't they?
Of course they would have. They would have. Yeah, I mean, I was about to take up my packed lunch, camping bag. Just...
It was quite an interesting weigh-in overall, really. You had Ben Whittaker grab Ezra Aranyaka's throat. You had Jack Massey give Isaac Chamberlain a slap. It's going to go off tomorrow at Selhurst Park.
The thing about it is this, Isaac did instigate the slapping, busy. He instigated it. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? I rate Jack Massey to say, like, he's there, but right, I'm not afraid. You want to come, let's have it. I like that. I do, I like that a lot.
So what is the final prediction for tomorrow night for the main event?
You know what I mean? I've been I've been kind of wavering and going like Chris Billam-Smith, because I believe that he's got the more experienced corner, he's got the more experienced guys around him and everything else, and he's proven he's got, like, that win over Lawrence Okoli was excellent, right? But now thinking about it, 1 second, eyes just gone, right? But now thinking about it, Joe, I've been swung to Richard Riakporhe, right? I've been swung. You know what? You go speak to anybody who have sparred with heavyweights, experienced people. They're saying, like, Richard Riakporhe punches phenomenally hard. Like, for that shot power, people are saying, like, he punches, it's up there with the AJs and the Bois for a cruiserweight. It's whether or not Richard believes that he can hit that hard. And if he does, then I can see it being curtains for Chris Billam-Smith, simply because Chris Billam-Smith doesn't really evade punches that well. But what I have realized with Chris Billam-Smith, he's got a fantastic engine and he's intelligent, but he's rough and tumble intelligent. So, I mean, it is actually a pick and fight, you know? It's a real pick and fight.
I know Coogan spoke to you only 2 days ago, but in those 48 hours, the news have circulated about this huge global boxing league coming out of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh in Saudi Arabia. Is it happening? Could you think it could happen?
Ask Coogan when we was at the Boatsi versus Danaziz fight. I said to him that I could see Turki Al-Sheikh, who's shaking up boxing right now, accumulating all the fighters together around the world and becoming like the FIFA of professional boxing, right? I said this to him. This is way back in the beginning of the year. I was saying it from last year when I spoke to Spencer Brown, that I could see something like this happening. And you know what I mean? Praise be to God that something like this is going to happen. Because I think it's excellent. For me, as a person who's been deeply involved in boxing since 8 years old, to see this happen, this is going to be great. I really want it to happen, man.
Where could this leave the likes of Ben Shalom, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, your traditional promoter?
No, they will still be putting on their shows, right? Just like you have Sunday League football, you know what I mean? Then you get Deodora League, right? They keep on going up, you know what I mean? Then you get, you know what I mean? You get Premiership. It keeps on going, innit, right? It'll be exactly the same. But everybody be underneath one umbrella. And hopefully, first thing that they can address is the scoring system, right? And we pull all of the supposed referees and judges, right? And we have a system in how they score fights, right? They do. And also, they can also bring in AI, right? Because boxing is the only sport that hasn't evolved, right? Why is it not like in corners that trainers don't have headphones on, yeah? And they've got a third person out relaying to them what they are actually seeing in the fight, because they're getting a perspective of a fight from being here, looking up, seeing a fight, right? Somebody over there is going to get a different perspective. Someone over there is going to get... Boxing needs to evolve. It does, right? It's all good, like, okay then, but on certain things need to change, right? Not taking away from the artistry of the box or anything else, but that needs to evolve, right? And I think that could all happen out in Saudi Arabia.
Do you think we'll see a title, like a UFC title, for this boxing league?
Well, it started already, hasn't it? Because they've got an undisputed belt.
Yeah.
It's actually started already, right? I think there could be like an undisputed belt, especially like if you've got all of the other bodies like the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, the WBO, all working in tangent together, right? And then there's one solidified body, and right, that's it. Because the main reason why we've got so many intercontinental, all these titles, right? Right, it's all to keep funding into these bodies. But if Turkey Al-Sheikh says, right, forget all of that, I'm buying you lot all out, right? Right? His Excellency, I'm buying you all out. Everyone's gonna say, right, happy days. They've got their money.
Is
yeah?
it possible that he could buy everyone out?
Of course they could. Of course they could. Of course they could. Right? And then, like, you buy it everywhere. You buy it at the majors, right? So you bought at the majors, and then as long as he continues to be run with integrity, because so far the shows that have gone out in Saudi Arabia, they've been run with integrity, because you know that Tyson Fury is a bigger name than Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury could have got a decision, right? And people would have said, but nobody would have overly complained. But the right person did win. So when you look at it like that, then Turkey Al-Sheikh he's doing the right thing. Because what happens is this, and you know, Joe, when you're flying out, like, say like Eddie Hearn, for instance, was to fly you out to I don't know, Monaco for a show, and you got all expensive paid and all the rest of it, you're not going to be overly critical of anything that Eddie Hearn does, right? Because that is not you're sucking up to Eddie Hearn. That means that you are just being sensible. Because, right, it'd be a bit like I'm biting the hand that fed me. So the same thing with like what's happening with what's going on in Saudi Arabia. Nobody's not going to go out their way to say they're going to bite the hand that feeds them, yeah? But at the same time, it's ran with integrity. So far, the shows, I was there at the first show ever, right? The proper show in Ghana, Tyson Fury, right? I gave Spencer Brown a list of fighters that are, like I said, he phones me out, Spencer Brown phones me out, said, look, give me a list, Spence, of like all the great fighters that you'd like to have at this dinner. I gave him a list. You know, the guy got all of them that I wrote on this list. He got all of them, and for that, they brought me out. It was fantastic, yeah? Right, so I'm seeing what's going on out in Saudi Arabia, and people got to realize, are we getting the fights that you want to see? As a fan, you're getting the fights that you actually want to see, right? What more do you want? What more do you want? This is going, like, I remember the way before you were born. So if I was to go back, 1988, right? The Ring magazine tried to revert back to the old ways of boxing, having one champion, one weight, right? And they went back to the original 8 weight divisions, right? So we go back to the late 30s, early 40s. The only man to hold half of the world titles was a man called Hurricane Hank, Henry Armstrong, right? He held 4 world titles simultaneously, right? It's mad, right? So it's crazy, isn't it? You're trying to work it out, right? So I believe that the Ring magazine in '88, they went back to that, and they, like, if you're the cruiserweight, they rated you as a heavyweight, and they did right throughout the weights. I don't think we could do that now, but what I think could be done is that we got one champion per weight. But if you think about it, there's 18 different weight divisions, 4 champions each weight. That's a lot. That's 300 odd champions. We ain't got time to people sitting there. I mean, we ain't got time to no.
I'm sure you can still list them off as well, Spencer, to be honest.
Not anymore, I couldn't. When I was young, when I was about your age, I could. Now I can't be bothered. I'm that removed. Right. So we could that can happen now, where we got one solidified champion in each weight division, which is needed, right? Because as we saw recently, what's the kid who boxed Bivol? Zidane, yeah? He come out second best, but he was respected by Turkey Al Sheikh. That, you know what? You came in short notice, and you gave it your all. I'm gonna bring you back to fight. You ain't gonna get that from no next promoter. Oh yeah, you come out, you go, yeah, all right, we need you later on. That's how it goes. So this is great. It's fantastic. As long as they can, I hope they keep their integrity to the sport, then it's gonna be fantastic.
Excellent. Spencer, thank you very much for being to IFLTV. Tune in, I'm sure you'll be there at Selhurst Park tomorrow.
Oh, definitely. I ain't missing this for the world, man. I'm not missing this for the world. Trust me. The whole card's incredible. The whole card is incredible. We've got Big Up Boxer for putting on this card, and it's only down the road from my house, so it makes things a lot easier for me as well. So peace, two fingers, and big up IFL.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.